Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about time and how precious our time here on this planet actually is, and how we just have a tendency to waste our time because we are looking to distract ourselves instead of actually living. And what has come to my awareness, especially this month, has been how much time I've actually given away to my phone, to Netflix, to social media, to so many outside distractions because I felt so uncomfortable within myself. I felt so uncomfortable just sitting in stillness, sitting and doing nothing. And that is something I had to work through this month. So I'm going to share my experience to hopefully help you if you're going through the same. And I'm assuming a lot of people are struggling with exactly the same issue, given the world we currently live in. When you go outside, literally you step 1 foot outside, you see people on their phones, literally glued to their phones. They don't even look around. They don't take in their surroundings. We can't even wait 5 minutes for our bus without pulling out our phones, distracting ourselves, doing something. Nobody's talking to each other anymore. Even when you're sitting at a restaurant and you see two people there having a date or just sitting there together, both people are just on their phones. We don't even care about the person who sits right in front of us in favor of our phones, because whatever's on our phone is for some reason way more important. Now, I wouldn't exactly say that it is our fault, because these apps, social media, our phones, all of these platforms, they are designed to make us addicted. They are designed to keep us hooked. And when we walk through this life without awareness, how will we ever catch that we are actually addicted? How will we ever realize that something has to change when nobody actually talks about it? And I had a conversation with a friend about this recently, and she doesn't have social media. She doesn't use Instagram, for example. And she has been contemplating whether she wants to join. And every single person told her, no, absolutely not. Don't do it. Just don't do it. We are all so addicted to this app. We're scrolling on it all the time, but you do not sign up. And it's interesting, right? We will tell our friend, because we love our friend, to not download an app because we know how addictive it is. We know how much pain and suffering it causes in the long run, but we don't give the same advice to ourselves. I mean, if this app is really that bad that you would never ever recommend a friend to download it, why are you using it? And this is where we come back to addictions and how we are unable to change because we don't really see the problem in what we are doing. I think I got my first iPhone when I was 16 or 17 years old. And I remember since then, I have been addicted to my phone. Now that's a decade-long addiction. And I can really feel this addiction playing out in my life when I choose not to use my phone. When I tell myself, okay, today I'm not going to go on social media at all. I can see in the background, in my subconscious mind, how my ego gets so uncomfortable with the fact that today I'm not going to go on my phone. It doesn't know what to do with itself because I have trained my mind to be addicted, to use the phone as an escapism. Now that's on me, but I am also the one to change it. Why do I use my phone? Why do I go on these apps? Why do I scroll? What is the payoff? And the payoff usually is distraction. And then you have to dig a bit deeper. Why do you feel like you need to distract yourself? What are you distracting yourself from? And then you will get an answer and it will be uncomfortable. But that is what we need to lean into more. And then because your mind likes you to stay exactly where you are, it doesn't want you to change, it will pull out some tricks like, oh, I'm scrolling on my phone because there's nothing better to do. My friends are busy. I'm all on my own. I don't have a partner. I don't have this. I don't have that. And this is why I'm on my phone. Now you can listen to it and tell your mind, oh yeah, actually that's true. So now I can justify scrolling again. Or you can call your mind out on its bullshit and you can actually say, that is not true. There's always something better to do. And I kept thinking like, I grew up in a time where there weren't any phones. That is a fact. So for a really long time, I was able to do things without my phone. And I'm not saying phones are all bad. I think phones can be incredible. They are actually something really useful if used correctly, but not when it comes to scrolling and distracting ourselves constantly. Because even when the first phones came out, or the first iPhones came out, I didn't feel the need to have one. It was only way later, when everybody started to have one, that you felt like, oh, I don't want to miss out on this. So then naturally you get one too, and then you get addicted like everybody else. So if it's true that there was a time in my life where phones did not exist, but I existed, and I lived, and I did stuff, then that means I can exist and live and do stuff without my phone now, even though they now exist. It's just I need to find back to this state, just doing things I enjoy, because the phone makes you literally forget what you actually enjoy. Because now you don't have to paint by yourself, you can watch somebody paint on YouTube. You don't need to clean your home, you can watch somebody clean their home on TikTok. You literally don't need to do anything anymore, because you've got people on the internet doing it for you, even though they're not actually doing it for you, but you can watch them. Or we are completely letting go of our own lives, really, in favor of watching somebody else's life. Why do I need to watch what somebody did today when I have this life? Like, this is my personal own life that only I can live. Why would I give an hour of my time away watching somebody else's life when in that 1 hour I could have lived my own? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. And that is what we need to question more and more and more. Our time here is precious. It really is precious. And even though we will always exist, I will only exist as Anna right now for that many years. After that, I will never be Anna again. And I'm sure me as Anna didn't come here onto this planet to scroll on my phone, to lay in my bed and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. That's not why I'm here. And that's not why you're here either. And I'm not saying we shouldn't use these apps at all anymore, or not use Netflix anymore. On Friday, I really wanted to see a movie on Netflix, and I ordered pizza, I made myself a salad, I got some crisps, and it was beautiful. I had such a nice evening just watching a film, having not the healthiest, but it was yummy food. And then I was just able to sit there and enjoy this moment. Without my phone in my hand, I was just completely focused on the movie. And then when it was over, I went to bed. Or when you're looking for something, let's say you want to start gardening and you want to know when is the best time to grow tomatoes, and you're looking for somebody who's a great gardener, who's making these videos about when to plant tomatoes, and then you find it, and then this is actually value and worth. So there's a big difference between using social media as a tool for you to learn something or for some form of entertainment and scrolling. There's a massive difference, because when you're scrolling, you don't even know what you're looking for. You just want to distract yourself from what's going on in your life. But your life will never change if you keep doing it. You need to lean into what you're trying to distract yourself from. So that is what has come to my awareness this month. Just how much time we are actually throwing away to our phones. Like, we're literally throwing it away. We're throwing our lives away. And I just know this has to change. And so many people aren't even aware of how much of their time they're actually throwing away every single day. And we're literally getting nothing back in return. Nothing. Me watching somebody else's lives on YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram, it gives me nothing. Nothing. It just takes away. It takes my time away. It takes my life away. It just takes away. And I have chosen I'm no longer playing this game. I'm not doing this anymore. I feel like we as humans, we need to connect to each other again. And first we need to connect to ourselves, our true selves, in order to do this. Because instead of scrolling on our phones waiting for the bus, why not look around or have a little chat with somebody also waiting for the bus? Because that is what we used to do, what we actually used to do. People always say they're craving connection, but then they're on their phones all the time. And this is a false connection. It's not a real connection. You're not really connected to the people you're watching. But you are connected in the moment you stand next to somebody waiting for a bus. They're doing the same thing you're doing. That is a real human connection. And that is all I have for this video today. So my intention is for you to question why you're using your phone, why you are scrolling, what is your payoff, what is the distraction, what are you distracting yourself from, and that will give you a lot of answers. And then just to think about this one thing. When you're taking your phone and you start scrolling, just ask yourself, is this worth my time? Is this really what I want to do? Do I really want to waste my time right now? Or do I rather want to sit and do nothing? Or go outside, or call a friend, or literally do anything else? Because it is an addiction, and with all addictions, it just takes some time for our body to learn a new habit, for our bodies to learn not to go on our phones all the time. But if I can do it, you can do it. We can all do it. We just need to recognize our payoffs. I'm sending all of you so much love, and I will talk to you in my next video.